In this video, we're going to look at how to answer a Cambridge AS level 10-mark question, and it is, evaluate the study by Milgram in terms of 2 strengths and 2 weaknesses. At least one of your evaluation points must be about the sampling technique used to recruit participants. Let's work through this question step by step. The first thing to notice is the command word, evaluate. When the question says evaluate, that does not mean describe the study. You will not earn any marks for saying what Milgram did. Evaluate means to make judgments about the study. In simple terms, they want you to say what was good about it and what was not so good about it. That is, the strengths and weaknesses. And because the question says that at least one point must be about the sampling technique, one of your weaknesses or strengths must clearly discuss the way participants were recruited. Now let's go through exactly how to build each paragraph. Some students waste time with vague openings. For example, they write things like, "This study has strengths and weaknesses." If you do that, you have just written 6 words for 0 marks. Keep your writing concise and focused. No waffle. The best way to write each evaluation paragraph is to use the P-E-E-L outline. The letters P, E, E-L stand for point. State your main idea. Evidence. Support it with facts. Explain. Clarify how it proves your point. And link. Connect back to the main argument. In other words, why it matters. Let's apply that to the first paragraph in this answer to see how it works. Point. One strength of Milgram's study is that it took place in a highly controlled laboratory setting. That's a very clear statement. Now support it with evidence from the study. The procedure was standardised, which means that the participants experienced the same basic situation. Once you've made a brief statement about the evidence, give details. That is, explain further to illustrate your point. For example, the same shock generator was used, the learner and experimenter behaved in the same way, and the experimenter used the same verbal prompts such as, "Please continue." This means the study was reliable because it could be repeated in the same way. Complete the paragraph with a link, a why it matters statement. This is a strength because it makes the findings more trustworthy. You can see here how this final statement links back to the point. If you only wrote the point plus that statement, it would make sense, but the marks awarded would be limited because you hadn't shown evidence or given details. Let's look at the other 3 points. In each case, I'll freeze the slide for 3 seconds for you to stop the video and use the colour coding to identify the peel outlines. And then, if you have time, you can tie everything up with a conclusion. But a conclusion isn't necessary if you have clearly developed the 4 points. Get a reasonably priced booklet of model evaluation paragraphs for all 12 Paper 1 core studies for the 2024 to 2026 syllabus. Click the link in the description. Thank you for watching.